If you can't deal with my history, then perhaps you should go, she told me the night her ex appeared at our door holding flowers. Smart suggestion, I replied, picked up my keys, and walked out. That same history betrayed her again in less than a month, and she came running back. I didn't open the door. Certain people are meant to stay behind you. Hey everyone, before we continue with the story, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up if you enjoy these kinds of real-life tales. Appreciate it. I first met Sarah about 2 years ago through some common friends during a relaxed hangout in our medium-sized town. She had this lively, extroverted energy, always drawing everyone's focus with her sharp humor and a laugh that brightened the entire space. As for me, I'm Alex, in my mid-30s, employed in tech as a software developer. Consistent career, decent salary, no extravagance, but I've always valued being dependable. The person who actually shows up when it matters. And that quality, she claimed early on, was what pulled her toward me. Our connection started powerfully. Sarah had recently escaped a painful split from her former boyfriend, Jake. According to her stories, he was the smooth-talking sales guy, constantly on the road, making grand commitments, yet completely unreliable. He betrayed her trust several times, shattering her confidence and leaving her full of self-doubt. I stood by her through every moment. Countless late-night calls while she wept, assisting her to block him everywhere, even taking her to counseling appointments when she chose to heal. I never pressured her. I simply offered steady support. When she got laid off from her marketing role during corporate cutbacks, I quietly paid the rent for several months without turning it into an issue. I prepared food, arranged simple outings to lift her mood, park picnics, cozy movie evenings indoors. I gave up my weekend hiking trips and gaming sessions with friends just to stay close during her rough patches. Flashback to an evening roughly 6 months into our relationship. She's huddled on the sofa, tears flowing freely, gripping her phone tightly after Jake messaged her again. Why does he always return? Do I make it so simple for him to hurt me? She cried. I embraced her, told her, no, you don't. You're powerful. He's simply someone who refuses to move forward. That very night, she said I was the first man who truly gave her a sense of security. I trusted her words. I lived by them. But gradually, small fractures began appearing. Sarah never completely severed ties with Jake. She'd bring him up lightly. Oh, Jake sent a message about that concert we attended years ago, then dismissed my worries as me being overly sensitive. She uploaded old pictures on her profiles, nothing too obvious, just moments like them on a shoreline from long ago, labeled with things like wonderful memories #throwback. When I raised the topic, she'd sigh dramatically. That's simply my history, Alex. We all carry one. If old moments make you uncomfortable, that's your issue. I attempted to stay open-minded. Nobody is flawless, correct? Yet the tension kept growing. She began making quiet comparisons. Jake had this spontaneous side. We'd just jump in the vehicle and head off somewhere. Meanwhile, I'm the one organizing real vacations. But somehow that was considered too planned. The emotional ups and downs were exhausting. One moment, she seemed fully committed. The next, she was lost in daydreams about alternate possibilities. I invested my entire self into the relationship, convinced that faithfulness would prevail. In hindsight, I served as her emotional cushion, the person repairing the damage Jake caused, only for her to glorify the very destruction. The situation reached a breaking point one evening after my workday. I returned to our jointly rented apartment, simple but warm, lease under both names, carrying takeout from her preferred Thai restaurant, expecting a peaceful night. But standing there in our living room was Jake, holding a large bunch of roses, wearing that arrogant grin, dressed in a casual shirt and jeans. Sarah stood nearby, not exactly sending him away. Tension filled the air. I knew I'd walked into something. What's happening here? I asked calmly, placing the food on the table, keeping my tone controlled despite my racing pulse. Sarah faced me, her expression blending irritation and boldness, as though I'd ruined her moment. Jake gave a sly smile, resting against the kitchen counter like the place belonged to him. Jake dropped by, she said nonchalantly, as if it were ordinary. We were simply chatting, reminiscing. Reminiscing, I repeated, eyes on the bouquet. With roses? Inside our home. Jake laughed lightly. Relax, bro, no bad vibes. Sarah and I share a long history. I disregarded him and looked straight at her. Sarah, we've discussed this before. Limits. Why is he standing here? She folded her arms, voice growing sharper. Limits, Alex? You're behaving like an insecure teenager. Jake belongs to my history. He understands the real me, the complicated side. You always prefer everything orderly and perfect. If you can't accept that I come with a backstory, perhaps we're not right for each other. A backstory that includes him betraying you over and over. I noted, still composed. And yet he shows up here carrying flowers? Seriously, she brushed it aside. People grow. We're only friends these days. But if you're going to create drama whenever anyone from my life appears, it becomes draining. Cut contact after a massive argument. Left her responsible for half his rent and his scattered belongings. Around the same time, she lost her employment too. She'd grown distracted at work due to the turmoil and was terminated after a review. Friends began pulling away once the reality surfaced. Jake spread negative stories about her, and people recalled how coldly she had discarded me. Her image suffered. The once sparkling girl turned into a warning example. Alone, financially struggling, sharing vague, melancholic quotes about personal lessons. The speed of the downfall was shocking yet believable. Patterns repeating because she refused to change. I felt no satisfaction. I simply registered it as proof I had escaped danger. That's when her efforts to reconnect began. It started small, around 5 weeks after the split. A single message. Hi Alex, hope life is treating you well. Could we chat? I miss our conversations. I read it, felt a brief echo of old doubt, then deleted without responding. Next came repeated calls and accumulating voicemails. The first actual conversation occurred one evening while I cooked dinner in my new space. Phone vibrated, her number. I picked up, thinking closure could be straightforward. Alex? Oh, thank goodness you answered, she said, voice trembling with emotion. What is it, Sarah? I replied evenly, stirring sauce. I messed everything up. Jake was a terrible choice. He betrayed me again, exactly like before. I'm truly sorry. Now I see you were the right one, the dependable one. I never appreciated you properly. I stayed silent, letting her words linger. The irony was heavy. Suddenly dependability was desirable. All right, I answered plainly. That's all. Alex, please. I need you right now. Everything's collapsing. I'm unemployed. People are avoiding me. You always knew how to repair things. Can we try again? I still love you. Love, I repeated calmly. You claimed you weren't in love anymore. That I felt predictable. I was mistaken. Overwhelmed. Confused. Jake twisted my thoughts, convinced me. No, I interrupted firmly. No resentment, just truth. You made that decision. You convinced yourself with justifications. I'm no longer your repair service. She choked up, but remember our happy moments. The outings, the comfort. Don't you miss it? I missed the version I believed we shared, I admitted, voice remaining steady. Not this reality. The conversation finished with her begging, please consider it. I ended the call and blocked her temporarily. But she intensified, moved to emails, then involved her circle. A week later, an unfamiliar number rang. It was her sister, Emily, always the enabler of Sarah's worst tendencies. Alex, Emily speaking. Sarah's falling apart because of you. She explained the whole situation. How could you abandon her so easily? I responded calmly. Did she mention inviting Jake inside with flowers? Telling me to leave if her history was too much? Emily sighed loudly. That's beside the point. She's in pain now. Jake destroyed her, and you're acting heartless. We protect family. Come speak with her. Show some maturity. I'm no longer family, I stated, and I'm guarding my own calm. Tell her to heal and move forward. Emily turned hostile quickly. You've become so cold. No surprise she returned to Jake. At least he brings intensity. I disconnected. Then came the coordinated pressure. A couple of her friends messaged me online, trying guilt. She's different now. Give her another opportunity. One even approached me at my previous gym. Man, she's desperate. Cries herself to sleep. You owe her some resolution. I owe nothing. I said quietly, then walked off. Her efforts grew stronger after that. Messages from temporary numbers. Why won't you respond? This isn't like you. Voicemails shifted from sad to furious. One particularly memorable. Alex, answer me. I know you're reading these. Jake abandoned me with 0. Facing eviction, broke. You promised you'd always support me. How can you desert me like this? You're exactly like him. The change was obvious, from regret to bitterness. Her real nature showing clearly. Holding me responsible for her own decisions. as though I had pushed her. It highlighted the shift in power. She crumbled while I strengthened. By then I had truly progressed. New, peaceful apartment. Promotion confirmed. Began seeing someone casually. A woman called Mia from my hiking circle. Gentle, peaceful, no complications. Existence felt easy again. The last meeting happened roughly 3 months post-split. I hosted a modest housewarming gathering. Just close friends. Mia was there too. Grilling outside, laughter filling the air. Doorbell sounded. I opened it. Sarah stood there. Messy hair, swollen eyes. Holding a bag, looking frantic. She could see the lively scene behind me. My peaceful, growing life against her disorder. Alex, she whispered, moving closer. I needed to find you. Please, can I come inside? I understand now. You were perfect. Jake was poison. But you, we can repair this. I'll become different. No more history, only our future. I remained in the doorway, partially shielding the view. Voice clear and steady. Sarah, no. Her expression collapsed. Why not? I love you. I regret it all. The comparisons, the attitude. I was arrogant, foolish, but look at my situation. I'm isolated, jobless. People despise me. You must save me. I shook my head, emotionless. I'm under no obligation. You decided your path. Told me to go if your history was too heavy. I went, and created something stronger without it. She looked past me, noticed Mia smiling among the group. Who's she? Moved on so fast. Not moved on, I corrected calmly. Advanced forward. This is my present. Calmness, improvement, people who respect me. Your chaos and justifications can't reach me anymore. Tears formed. That's heartless. After everything we shared. Not heartless, I replied, speaking reality. Simply truth. You belong behind me, Sarah. Exactly as you once suggested. Some people do. She started to protest, fury rising. So you think you're superior now, with your cute gathering? But I shut the door softly, firmly. Turned the lock. Returned to my friends, the interruption already disappearing. Update, 1 year later. I'm now engaged to Mia. True. Equal connection, zero complications. Sarah, from what I've heard, keeps switching jobs, still sharing vague posts about self-improvement. Completely blocked everywhere. Life improves dramatically when you release the past. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. What are your thoughts on this story? Drop them in the comments below.